38%, no moons or rings, 176 days. Was it 177? No, no. Definitely 176. My mom was an astrologist, an artist, a visionary, but to me, she was a caregiver, life giver. Mama. I love Mama more than anyone in the world, and the thought of continuing to live without her is. My mom's greatest pleasure in life, besides raising me, was charting the skies. My earliest memories with my mother are us sitting on the tiny terrace of our one-bedroom apartment waiting for the sun to set so Mama could read the stars, as she called it. To me, outer space has always been intimidating. All the vast blackness only lit by tiny balls of light that somehow predict the future and affect behavior. I never quite understood it, but Mama just had a gift, I guess. I was 23 when my mother got sick. It was subtle at first. She would forget a grocery item or her keys or a birthday. Eventually it became people she loved, places she had lived before. Monumental moments of our lives flowing out of her as quietly as a star seems to dim in the sky. I'll never forget the day she forgot who my daughter was. That's Celeste, Mama, your granddaughter. She never forgot my name, though. Mercury. Mercury was always her favorite planet to study. It's the closest to the sun, which means its celestial pull, whatever the fuck that means, is stronger than any other planet. And for whatever reason, Mercury had a hell of a celestial pull on my mother. 38%, no moons or rings, 176 days. Your body weight on Mercury is 38% of that on Earth. The day she died, my mother weighed 94 pounds. Mercury has no moons or rings. Growing up the daughter of heroin addicts, Mama never had any rings of her own. A day on Mercury's surface lasts 176 Earth days. A day without Mama lasts 176 eternities for Mercury. For me. My own personal hell. Closest to the sun, and yet so goddamn far away from the only person who ever made me feel the way clouds look. %, no moons or rings, 176 days. The last year of my mother's life was spent with her clinging desperately to the only information that the dementia hadn't erased. Mercury. Your body weight on Mercury is 38% of that on Earth. It has no moons or rings. A day on Mercury's surface lasts 176 Earth days. Me. Body weight, 38%, has no moons or rings. Lasts 176 Earth days. Me, Mama, it's me. I'm Mercury. 38%. No moons or rings. 176 days.
Next.
Hi, it's me again, Pluto, but don't shake your head. This year I have a very strong case for me being a planet again.
Pluto, dear, it's been 14 years, and I just don't think there can be any arguments you can make to get back to planet status. I know it's hard to hear, trust me, you're not the only one that feels this way. I've had hours and hours of meetings like this with asteroids and moons, and don't even remind me about Ceres, but we can't deem everything that is round and orbits the status of a planet, and it has been decided that you are just not.
But therein is my point. It's been 14 years. 14 years of debating on my size, 14 years of correcting people. It's actually 8 instead of 9 planets now. 14 years since I was made not a planet and still included in diagrams and science fair projects. The people want me back. I can feel it.
That might be more due to human laziness than anything else. Don't forget that we're the people so repulsed by logical change that we still operate under the Fahrenheit scale.
Okay, I will agree it's hard to tell apart the laziness and the love, but I still believe that people want me.
Regardless of public opinion, we still can't approve to make you a planet again. We have standards to maintain our planet policy.
Well, you keep a planet named Uranus and somehow I'd be the embarrassment to the policy?
That was a misstep on our part, but we're trying to adjust the emphasis now. And names aside, Uranus still dominates you and the size requirements for being a planet.
Oh, with the size argument again. I'm sure I could win out against Mercury any day, and no one has tried to revoke his planet status.
We've been over this. Mercury is twice your size. In fact, we've been over all of this again and again. You come in year after year hoping to get reinstated to a planet when it was a mistake to name you a planet in the first place. It was a miscalculation. And you know this. Why do you insist on bothering us with this every single year?
Because it's unfair. Look, I know that I'm a weird gray area, a very small, icy one at that, but still, I'm just left in the middle, the aftermath. I'm just left to teeter between one label and another, planet, non-planet. The process, I've become famous for not being something, for very nearly being something only to be left on the outskirts. Could you live like that? Just waiting to be what you used to be while it eats at your brain every day that you probably never will? Wouldn't you do everything you could to change that?
So we'll see you back again next year?
Yeah, I might as well.
Do you want sugar in your coffee? Oh, no, that's right, I remember. You don't like coffee. You never liked coffee. Me, I can't go a day without it now. I'll have 2 cups in the morning and then maybe another in the afternoon if it's been a long day. Gotta be careful with that though, because you know how it is when you have too much caffeine in your system. It's like my fingers just seem to get a mind of their own and then start flying all over the keys and start to get spelling words wrong. And anyway, do you need sugar in your coffee? Sorry. I can fix you a cup of tea if you'd like instead. Or I can get you a glass of water. You always like to read your newspaper with breakfast. I remember that much. I mean, I don't have the time to sit down and read. I just turn on NPR and get ready for work. Speaking of work, I phoned the office and asked for the day off. I thought you might like to get somewhere and talk things over. Of course, we could just talk here. Or not. We could always take a walk while we talk. And they dug up those woods where we used to go walk in the afternoon. Built a subdivision. Nobody lives there yet. The houses are all overpriced, but other than that, nothing much has changed around here. Nothing much ever changes, but you already know that. Probably part of the reason why you left, isn't it? Old Hick Barnum from Creek Street got a dog in January. It's one of those little yippy dogs that looks more like a cat. Whatever it is strong for its size. I'll be driving over to the post office and I'll see them going down the sidewalk with that dog just yanking Hank's arm off. Don't know why he got a dog at that age. I guess it could scare off the burglars. Not that there are ever burglars around here. And Jess Henley opened an ice cream parlor right off of Main Street. She finally talked that Delancey man into selling his property. I thought he was just going to hold on to that store until the cows came home. It was getting to be an eyesore, but just thought it might be a good idea to clean it up, give the kids somewhere to hang out after school other than that old gas station off of 218. But I don't even know why I'm telling you about all this. You don't care about all this. Just moved here 6 years ago, and that was after your time. Hal, I just wanted to tell you that if we are going to have that talk today, it'll need to be before 7. I've got a meeting to go to at church. I'm still going to the First Methodist, but Pastor Ron retired there 4 years back, and I don't know about like the new guy as much. She's just kind of a little wet behind the ears, you know? Young fellow. You know what he did, Hal? He brought in garlic bread for communion last Sunday. He apologized, but there wasn't anything else to consecrate, and so we just had to grin and bear it. Let me tell you, garlic bread and grape juice do not make a good combination. Ooh. How can I see that page when you're done? It says on the back that there's going to be a meteor shower tonight. I have got to phone Jimmy and see if he'll be able to see it from his house. He always loved the stars. You should remember when he was little how he used to talk about growing up to be an astronaut. You got him that picture book of Buzz Aldrin for his 7th birthday, and he read that thing until the pages started falling out. I had to tape it back together for him. He never did grow out of that phase. Did you know he took an astrophysics course in college just for fun? It was an elective his senior year, so I saved up and I bought him a telescope when he graduated. It was one of those cheap beginner ones, but it's better than nothing. He came home for the summer after he graduated while he was looking for a job. We'd go out in the evenings. He'd show me how to look through the telescope, tell me about all that we saw. I remember we were looking at Venus one night, and he said that is the only planet in the whole solar system named after a goddess. And I don't think I had ever thought about it before, but he's right. All the rest are named after the Greek gods, or the Roman gods, I don't know, but Venus is the only girl. And she doesn't have any moons, so she's just up there on her own. Jimmy said it always made him sad, thinking of her all by herself. He said she must get lonely. I think she probably does. When was the last time you heard from Jimmy? I know he reached out a few times when he was in high school, but he never said if he had written or emailed back, so I just stopped asking about it once he left for college. Did you know that he's living in Virginia now? He's got a good job. He's getting married in 6 months. Lindsay, nice girl. Red hair. Did Jimmy invite you to the wedding? Hal? Did you hear me? Hal, our son is getting married. Harold? Harold, will you put the newspaper down and for once in your life just listen to me? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to snap at you. Actually, no. I don't think I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. But you should be. You should be sorry for leaving us. You should be sorry that I had to explain to Jimmy that his dad wasn't going to come home, all the while making sure he never caught me crying about it. You should be sorry that I had to listen to our neighbors tiptoeing around saying, "Oh, poor Marlene. You know her husband just up and left her with that hairdresser and moved away up north. And then with a 9-year-old boy too. Oh, how is she going to manage?" And then I'd hear some of our old friends say, "Well, I always thought that Harold was a bad penny." But some of them would say, "I wonder what Marlene did to make him run off like that. Wonder what Marlene did." You don't know what she did, do you? She got a job. A good job. She bought a house. She raised Jimmy all by herself, and she put him through college. She learned how to live on her own for her first time. She gritted her teeth and ignored the gossip and just moved on with her life. So, Hal, I guess you can see why I was a little surprised when I got that call from you last month. Though maybe surprised isn't the right word. Shocked? Maybe? Angry? I threw Mama June's sugar dish at the wall right after you hung up. I have never done anything like that. But when I calmed down, I thought about it and I prayed about it. And I finally said, "Marlene, if he says he wants to come back here and tell you he's sorry for what happened, you should hear him out and try to forgive him. That's a Christian thing to do." But Harold, you see, the thing is, I don't feel very Christian right now. What I feel like is the biggest pushover on God's green earth, because now the man I never wanted to see again is sitting on my patio at my house. My house. The house that I bought after scrimping and saving every penny I earned at my job that I got after you walked out on me. You have the nerve to show up on my doorstep at 11 o'clock at night with all your suitcases in the pouring rain, and what was I supposed to do? Slam the door in your face? It was like you had spent the last 15 years just waiting for me to welcome you back. You could at least have the common decency to speak to me like a person. I guess some things never change. I don't blame Diane for kicking you out. So, let me tell you what's gonna happen now. I'm gonna go call my boss and tell him I'm coming in to work after lunch. Then I'm gonna go and curl my hair. By the time I come out of the bathroom, I would like for you to be gone. Because you know what, Hal? Venus does get lonely. But you can get used to being alone. And even if she doesn't have any moons, you can still be the brightest star in the whole night sky. Isn't that something? You can put that plate in the dishwasher on your way out.
What do you think it looks like now?
Rocks.
You think it's gone?
I think at this point they've most likely used all of their resources, and all that's left is rock.
So,
Yeah,
how long has it been? Is a minute still a minute?
I would assume so.
Time is normal now?
Time was only altered in the pod. Time has been normal for a while.
But the distance doesn't affect time?
No,
My mom's probably dead.
your cousins are dead. Your great-grand cousins.
So no one is coming.
They would have been here by now.
So what was this for?
You were in the briefings. You did the training. Why are you asking me?
Because this feels like a lie?
It's not a lie. It just didn't work.
How could it have worked?
It just didn't. President Byrd wouldn't lie to an entire nation about us, about how they're spending trillions of dollars to send two of the last god-awful astrophysicists into space to somehow save the
You
entire
don't have to tell me what he told them.
I know what he told them. I just didn't think it was possible.
Well, it's possible. Where the fuck are
What
we?
do you mean, god
Obviously
awful?
possible.
God
Awful
awful.
astrophysicists?
We could barely do this call.
Yeah? Well, we did. And I am fully aware that it's possible, okay? I knew we could do it. I always knew we could do it. What I meant was that their side of the deal wasn't possible. We expended millions of gallons of fuel to get here, spent trillions of dollars. How was everyone else supposed to get here?
Look, if they're coming, they're coming. That's all there is to it. What good is it just to stand here and talk about it?
It's been 600 years. That flight took us 600 years. If the human race was at the brink of collapse when we left, then how the hell do you think it is 600 years later? That was our job, to give them a new place to call home.
But they told us the plan. They gave us the numbers. They told us how they were going to last 600 years.
That wasn't for us, Hunt. That wasn't for us. That was for every mother shaking in front of their television. That was for every student, for every teacher to feel like there's a reason they're teaching and there's a reason they're learning. For some tomorrow. It was for every young girl. Whatever. Okay? That's it. It wasn't for us. I believe them too, okay? So don't feel all stupid.
I don't feel stupid.
I believed them, and then as soon as we got into the pod, I realized that for the next 600 years, all of those mothers and sons and daughters and wives and doctors, and that my mother would just be looking at the sky for however long they could bear it until they'd just be waiting for their trip to the stars.
And we'd be looking right back.
Yeah, well, it's too late. We are 550 years too late to be looking back.
So what?
Nothing. I just think we're the last humans ever.
Well, You're not missing out on much.
Yeah. It's no Earth.
Is your side as cold as mine?
It's cold over there?
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's pretty warm over here.
I can't tell what's worse. The fact that Earth is billions of miles away, or the fact that I am surrounded by nothing but water right now.
Hey, I'm here too.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. I fucking hate water.
What's wrong with water?
It just scares me. It's dark and presumably empty, but it just feels like something is watching me in the water.
Is this your way of telling me you want to do another echo?
No, no, I don't need another echo. I know nothing is down there.
Okay.
It feels like us. We're surrounded by light years of emptiness, but we are something, right?
I think we're something. Because we need to be rescued. Oh shit.
What?
Did you see that?
No, what?
There was a light, like...
Call?
God?
I don't think so.
The thing is, Mark, this is a tricky situation. On one hand, it is well within my power as your professor, your superior, to report your behavior to my superiors, perhaps as a Title IX offense. On the other hand, it's hard to make any type of accusation out of glances or wayward comments, especially those made over such a broad expanse of time. So, I have a proposal for you. Instead of dragging this out, me accusing you, watching you be merely accosted, and risking having to watch my credibility wear thin, which as a woman is inherently thin, instead of that, I propose we meet here once a week for the rest of the semester, and you unlearn what it means to be a male. That's what I thought. Let's start with a question. Why do you speak to me like I'm an object? No. It's not a question for you. I'll answer it. You see, Socrates taught Plato, and Plato taught Aristotle. Aristotle taught Alexander the Great. Everything you were taught as a child, every societal structure you subscribed to, every instinct you watched devour your father, everything you learned came in a way from them. Your behavior was learned hundreds of years before you were born, informed by a shockless sky which mirrored a tiered earth beneath it. You never had a chance at learning anything else. No matter how feminist the women around you were, no matter how balanced you believed your worldview to be, no matter how you were raised, you were going to be instilled, always,
and outrightly with unabashed power. The entire feminist movement thrived in a society where men held the power and women had to grovel for it, beg for it, scream for it. You see, whether you view men and women as equal or not in ability, intelligence, skill, there's no vantage point in which women are inherently viewed that way. That view of a woman, it has to be earned. It has to be proven time and again, faultlessly, beautifully, seemingly effortlessly. No one likes a woman who's had to struggle. So tell me why you were born the aggressor and why I was born the victim. And I'll give you a hint, it has nothing to do with your parents, how or where you were raised, and it has everything to do with what was allowed. This office, in theory, should be a microcosm of our society. But I have not allowed that. My very anatomy and my place on this side of the desk, it's repelled what the world wants me to feel. My stature when I walk into a department meeting, the way I reply baldly to the cynical men who renew our stale curriculum yearly, those things disgust the men I so often find myself going toe-to-toe with. They intimidate and disgust them. But not you. No. You're a new breed. A generation that, yes, accepts that women are below them, but when women rise the ranks, when their head scratching and handshaking and mental eye gouging bring them into power, you don't fear them. You desire them. You actually really want them. And as a result of that, you strip that power from them. You compliment everything you want to take from them, as if the 1-2 punch of building them up just to bed them and degrade them will somehow erase your own inferiority, because that's all you really want. I mean, yes, on the surface, you may want a confident, accomplished woman to wrap herself around you like Saturn's rings, but the physical yearnings you have, no matter how quickly they run through your blood or how fast they reach your appendages, can never compete with the slow burn of jealousy. I know that, and I understand that. And I also know that no matter what Aristotle and Plato screamed to the masses and to generations of power-hungry men, the whisper of my own significance will always ring more clearly through my ears. But back to you, Mark. Do you know what you are? You're a student. You're a man. A tuba player. Yes, I looked that up in your file. But you're a sexist, Mark. An ugly, insignificant sexist. And that strips away any other title you could ever think you deserve. But how do we think we'll greet this blatant sexism when we want truly to find retribution? How will we sink our teeth into this great enemy and unleash our venom? We'll unlearn everything.
Kim, oh my god! Whoa! That was a big deer. I'm glad we didn't. Oh my god, a bunny!
That's a dead cat.
Damn! Oh my god! The cat kind of looks like Sprinkles. Shit! Is it Sprinkles? Kim, slow down.
I'm not slowing down.
Oh my god! Come on, Kim, what if it was Sprinkles? Okay, I'm gonna call my mom.
Wait, I don't even know where I'm going.
Hey! Mom, yeah. Is Sprinkles okay? Me and Kim saw this cat on the side of the road and it was dead. And it kind of looked like her. It was white with little black polka dots. I'm just a little freaked out. Do you see her? Oh no, she's eating. Okay, great. I'm so glad. I was like, oh my god. Like what if? Yeah. Okay. Don't worry. Okay. Love you too. Bye. Woo!
Where is this place?
Kim, I just thought my cat was killed. Give me a sec.
And Sprinkles is okay. Thank God. Okay, now tell me where to go.
Okay. Jeez, Kim, let me look it up. Okay, my mom always goes this way, but we just avoid highways.
No, we're using the highways.
No, we are not. I mean, I don't want to die today.
You're not gonna die. Look, I passed my test. It may have taken a couple tries, but I did it. I'm licensed. What are you?
Well, I'm not a bitch.
Excuse me?
You're being a bitch, Kim. You've been acting off ever since I got in this car. It's like I'm the only one talking to myself. And you've got your frowny face on. You're wearing that shirt you slept in last night, and you still have on yesterday's makeup. Also, we're not listening to the new Taylor Swift album. Something's up.
I hate that you know me so well.
I just want you to tell me what's up.
You know that guy?
Josh.
No.
Alex?
No.
Peter?
Ew, no.
Who?
Bennett.
Who's that?
Bennett, you know, we matched on Tinder. Ginger, cute dimples, blue eyes.
Oh yeah, the one who, can't grow a beard, but he really tries.
Yeah. We went out last night.
Okay, you did. Look at you go. Okay, how was it? Oh God. No. We don't have to talk about it. I shouldn't have asked.
It's just like it was going great, and I don't know why or how, but it went to shit.
Do you want to talk about it? I mean, come on, Kim. You know I miss you.
Okay, it's no big deal. It was just one date. Like, it's not that deep. But it's embarrassing.
What's embarrassing?
Well, we met at this fancy place that we talked about. They had the dinner menu out and the white tablecloths. And I wore that sparkly green dress that makes my boobs look big.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I was standing outside and Bennett comes walking up in this navy suit and these big ass sunflowers. I don't know what he was thinking. They were colossal size, like bigger than his head. And he didn't bring like a vase or anything, so.
At least he tried.
Yeah. So we sat down and Bennett's like, get whatever you like. And I'm like, yeah, thanks. That was the plan. So I get this ribeye medium rare and a side of potatoes. And then Bennett, he gets a salad. Just salad. That's it. Like a chef salad. So then I start to feel bad because mine was like $60 and his was like 15. But what guy takes a girl out just to get a salad? Like, what? So while we waited for my meet and Bennett leaves, I learned that Bennett works for the ballet. Like, not the dancing, spinning part, but moving the sets and the bars and all that jazz. He said that he works backstage at the shows as well, and he asked me if I wanted free tickets. And I was like, yeah. It was looking to be a really good night. And then our food came out.
No. Was your steak medium rare?
No, the steak was amazing. I think that was the problem.
Ew, is he a blue cheese dressing kind of guy?
No, I don't know, but like when my steak came out, I kind of devoured it.
Damn, okay.
Yeah, I think I freaked him out a little. And when I got to my potatoes, he was only pouring his dressing on his salad. Then that's when I started to feel it. I don't think it was nerves, but it could have been. I was feeling really good, but my stomach was disagreeing with me. And then I just tooted.
What?
I tooted.
I don't know what that means.
I farted.
Why didn't you just say that?
I don't know. It was loud. I farted so loud. It felt like everyone stopped what they were doing to look at me. Then it just stared at me for a minute, and I was looking into his eyes, and I farted again. And this one was louder, and it came out even longer than the other ones. So then I excused myself and went to the bathroom because I realized I needed to shit really bad. And then when I got in there, I realized that I started my period.
Oh no.
So I come back and Bennett's gone. He left.
What a little bitch. Did he pay?
Yeah, he did. And I texted him saying I was sorry about the whole thing, but...
No, you are not sorry. He's a vegan little bitch that eats salads and can't handle women's farts.
Well, it's not like I fart a lot.
Yeah, you do.
I don't.
Remember that when I slept over last weekend and we fell asleep in your bed watching a John Mulaney special?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, I woke up at 5 a.m. thinking that there was an earthquake, but it turned out that you just farted.
Oh, my God.
I mean, you shook the entire bed and woke me up.
Oh, God, I'm sorry. Did it smell?
Yes! God.
Shit, I'm sorry.
I don't care, Kim. Jeez. You're my best friend. I mean, we can fart in front of each other. I just farted now.
You did?
Yeah, it was silent though. Mine'll never be as loud as yours.
Oh, my. Oh, I love you, Andrea.
I love you, Kim.
On a real note, though, where the fuck is Ulta?
Where are we? I don't know.
Okay, I know you said you were almost done, but this time I'm so serious. I need to see it. The suspense is killing me. You know what? I bet I know how to speed this up. I will go inside that bar right now and buy you a shot. 2, 3 shots. If this doesn't get you, I don't know what will. Carl, it's marvelous. You've done it again, you crazy son of a gun. You got my little button nose, my doe eyes, my silly yet winsome grin. You, my friend, you are a caricature artist to the stars. Wait a minute, Carl. Wait a gosh darn minute. I'm supposed to be Gina the Martian. You know, Marvin the Martian Significant O. And let's be honest, if he were real, he'd be way out of my league. But a girl can dream, and it's your job to draw the dream, right? And look, I hate to be that kind of girl. I mean, I never complain. You know me. But I mean, I'm so sorry. You know I love your work, but to me it's just glaringly obvious and frankly disrespectful. I mean, how's this gonna look next to my photorealistic caricature of me as Shrek, or the one where my face is the second O in the Hollywood sign? I can't hang this atrocity on my wall. It sickens me to even think about it. Don't you understand? This isn't Mars! Look really carefully. Or not. Shouldn't be that hard to point out. Yeah, you got the whole costume right, but Mars has 2 moons, not 3. And none of the ones you even drew look even remotely like Phobos or Deimos. Furthermore, the environment isn't red. It only looks like that from space because of all the iron oxide in the atmosphere. The actual terrain should be beige. And another thing, is that water? Are you kidding? Yes, they found water on Mars, technically, but it's not like the River of Plenty, like the little Lake Superior you have going on here. The atmospheric pressure is so low, any water stays in a less dense near ice-like formation almost year-round. And don't even get me started on the ferns that the water is way too salty and acidic to support, even when it is flowing. Additionally, the Mars rover Opportunity is no longer in service. How many times do I have to say this? I swear, it's daily. We don't have had the Curiosity since then, and trust me, they look very different. Besides, we don't have anything up there right now, so I don't see why there should be any rover dancing up to me like that. And finally, the fact that you agreed to this project at all is kind of problematic, because as far as human intelligence can guess, the harsh climate on Mars is unable to support any kind of life, let alone human life. So what the heck would I be doing up there in the first place? Especially without a space helmet! Oh, Carl. Overall, I have to say I admire your courage, tenacity, and bravery as an artist. But ultimately, this one just isn't doing it for me. And for that reason, I think I'll just have to get you your liquor and your payment next time. I think that this one should be on the house, don't you? I promise. We'll settle accounts next time, okay? Just keep up the good work, and I'm sure you'll get the hang of it soon. I know, I say that every time, but this time, I really mean it. Same time next week? Hey, don't get mad at me for knowing my stuff. Besides, what do you even need to do this for? You have a very successful dive bar right in front of you. Literally. Now, let's go in. I'm parched. All right, grumpy pants, suit yourself. Wait. Sorry, I kind of need a bartender to order from the bar. Thanks, Carl. You're a doll. An absolute doll. You know what? All this space talk, I think I'll have a Cosmo.